Hello and welcome to Sarum Sports Network.
Today, we'll be talking about the most elite sports at Salisbury School, breaking down the highlights from across the school and the best of Salisbury sports this spring.
First off, Salisbury lacrosse, possibly the most spoken of sports around campus, especially with the exciting win against Brunswick.
This team is exceptional, having two All-Americans, Joe Newman, number 5, and John Lombardi, 44.
I'm expecting big things at the Geico tournament, especially after their wake-up call against Deerfield.
Now, we'll take it over to SSN lacrosse analysts Nick Lachane and Will Mulhall.
Nick Lachane and Will Mulhall here with the lacrosse rundown on your Salisbury Crimson Knights. Coming into the season, there's been a lot of high expectations for the team. They currently have 24 D1 commits on the team, as well as 14 of them being seniors.
The Knights had a strong year last year, and a lot of the guys on the team last year are back this year. Guys like John Lombardi, Tate Catoni, Jake Sampson. But the Knights have also added some key players this offseason. Between the pipes, Logan McNaney has been stellar all year. And Foster Burnley, one of the defensemen, has stepped up to be a key leader on the team this year as a captain. And so far, the Knights, they won their first 11 straight games, outscoring their opponents 156-43. And as of May 22nd, they have a 13-1 record. One of the key wins in that first 11 games was late March when the Knights took on IMG down on the W and beat them 10-4 in a very big win, which really set the tone for what was to come from the Knights.
May 11th brought one of the most highly anticipated high school lacrosse games in the country, face-off between the number 3 Salisbury Crimson Knights and the number 2 ranked Brunswick Bruins. It was a highly anticipated matchup. One of the biggest crowds in Salisbury school history was in attendance on a beautiful Friday night under the lights on the W. Early in the game, the Brunswick Bruins took a 2-0 lead.
And soon after, Amos Gilbert responded, scoring the Knights' first goal. And after that goal, the crowd really got behind the Knights, and they didn't really look back from then on out. Some key performances were put in during the game. Guys like Foster Burnley, a defenseman who scored, Paul Governale, a long-stick midfielder who also scored. And the usual guys are stepping up too. John Lombardi had 3 goals. Jake Sampson was big. Dawson Wynn had a highlight reel play.
Not to mention Kevin Wall, a nice wraparound goal early in the game.
And the Knights were looking good going into the fourth quarter.
Now all tied up 9-9. The Knights really took advantage of the home crowd, scoring 3 unanswered goals to go up 12-9. And down the stretch, Logan stood tall in net, coming up with some huge shaves that really saved the game for the Knights and ultimately prevailing in a 13-10 win over the number 2 nationally ranked Brunswick Bruins.
Recently, we were lucky enough to sit down with the very busy Coach Wynn to talk about the season so far, and here is that interview.
William Mulhall here with Nick Lachane. Today we have a very special guest in Mr. Wynn, the head lacrosse coach here at Salisbury School. So Mr. Wynn, coming off a pretty strong season last year and picking up a couple good guys into Salisbury this year, what were your expectations coming into the season?
Well, let me first begin by thanking you guys, Nick and Will, for inviting me to the show. It's exciting to be here with you guys, and I'm looking forward to answering a few of their questions. I think going into the year, we had some pretty high expectations in a sense that the majority of the team was returning, and to your point, we were able to add some key components that have really helped us. Defensively, in the midfield, and even on the offensive end, that have made a huge impact this year. But we knew coming back that we had a terrific group of seniors that have really answered the call and done a great job leading the team all year and performing. So it's been great.
Living up to these expectations, you guys have managed to go 13-1 this season so far. How have you guys managed to do this?
Well, I honestly would fall right back onto our seniors and our leadership. We have 4 terrific captains: John Lombardi, Joe Newman, Quinn Town, and Foster Burnley. Obviously those are the 4 the team has picked, but guys like Paul Governale, Tate Catoni, Deos and Dante McCumber, every one of those guys has had an invaluable impact on the team and on the season.
Mm-hmm. Now, recently you guys defeated Brunswick in a big game, a upset, as some would say. How did you guys manage to pull that off?
Well, I think that game over the last few years has really become a really big rival, and I know that our seniors, after going down last year and losing at Brunswick in an incredibly emotionally charged game, huge family. It was a great atmosphere. I think really all year we've been kind of looking forward to that game, and the concerns going into it was that the emotion of the game would take too big or play too big a role, and I thought our team did a great job of balancing execution with emotion, and they put in not a perfect game and certainly not a flawless game, but a great effort, a gutty effort, and I just think ultimately just outworked them for 48 minutes.
Now, the following Wednesday, you guys took a long road trip up to Deerfield, where you ultimately took the first loss of the season. What happened there?
Thanks, Nick. I was just starting to kind of get over that a little bit. No, I think that was it was unfortunate. I think in many ways it was the perfect storm. I think we felt we got a little comfortable, maybe a little too comfortable after the Brunswick win, and maybe relaxed a little bit and took our foot off the gas. And one thing that you learn in this league is the second you do that, that's usually when someone's going to come up and bite you. And that's exactly what happened. We went to Deerfield and we played a very spirited, Deerfield team that executed very well, and we couldn't. In some ways, we couldn't get out of our own way, but that was due a lot to what Deerfield was doing to us, and we took the loss.
So a couple days later, you guys had Avon down on the W. How much did the guys show you coming back to beat a good Avon team soundly?
Yeah, I said to our team after the Deerfield game that this team has been incredibly resilient throughout the year. And they've had their fair share of adversity, and I told them that there's no doubt in my mind that they would bounce back from this, and we needed to kind of flush the toilet and as Coach Belcheck said, on to Cincinnati, and that's what we did. And again, I give our seniors a ton of credit, for really leading the way on Saturday in a messy game in terms of weather, and a really, if you look at Avon's roster, a very star-studded roster. So, we knew we'd have our hands full, and we did. And ultimately, in the end, the fourth quarter, the last 12 minutes, a really gritty performance by Salisbury ended up being the difference.
So since the champion is crowned based off your record, do you approach your games any differently towards the end of the season, being that it is record based and not bracket based?
Yeah, the truth is every league game is a playoff game, and we have now put ourselves in position that our last league game is for all the marbles, and but that's again what one of the challenges is you stub your toe along the way, then it's you kind of you take some of it out of your hands, but your destiny, and fortunately we control our own destiny right now with our record, and we have Choate coming in here on Wednesday, which again they're another team that if you look at their record, they have 4 or 5 losses, but every single one of those losses has been by 1 or 2 goals, And so we know we're going to see a really, really good competitive team, and we need to play. We need to come ready to go, and our goal has always been best 48 minutes, and we're still looking for our best 48 minutes of lacrosse, and I'm hoping to find it on Wednesday.
Thank you, Mr. Wynn.
All right, thanks, William. It's great
Thank
seeing
you.
Thank you, Nick. Okay, good luck, guys, and thanks for having me on the show.
With the success of the Knights season so far, they have recently been invited to the Geico National Lacrosse High School Tournament. In its second year of existence, the single elimination tournament brings some of the top 8 nationally ranked teams in the country. As the number 2 seed, the Knights will face off against the highly skilled St. Stephen's and St. Agnes team out of Virginia in the first round matchup at Catholic University in Washington, D.C. Be sure to tune in to ESPN3 at 5 p.m. on Friday, May 27th. If the Knights advance, they will be playing on ESPNU at 9 p.m. on May 28th, while the championship will be held on May 29th at 7 p.m. So don't miss out and cheer on your Knights. I'm Nick Lachane,
I'm William Mulhall.
and that'll be it for Lax News. Back to you, Theo and Alvaro.
One of the oldest and most highly decorated athletic programs on campus is the rowing team.
Now to Amir Taylor to take us through the 2018 season.
Thank you, Alvaro and Theo. Salisbury Crew, one of the strongest teams on the Hilltop, has finished up their season on a high note, and Coach here has a few thoughts.
Finishing third in New England last year was, that's a pretty good result, and we were hoping to, still are hoping to sort of match that this year.
Will you be losing any prominent seniors?
Three rowers. The 2 postgraduates, Joe Rabb, Miles Knight from the first boat, and also Colin Hively is graduating, and then William Mulhall, the coxswain, who has been, is like really a key member of the team, and losing him will be tough.
Serving as key rowers this past season and will return next year, Kevin Warming, Ryan Osinga, and Parker Stone, along with a list of seniors and postgraduates. Coach Harris says he will greatly miss his senior leadership and work ethic in next year's season. Now back to Alvaro and Theo.
Zach Banks and Benessai Hodges will lead us off with XBL, the most extreme sport at Salisbury.
Now, for the first time, we at SSN will be bringing first-hand accounts into the latest XBL controversy on the emergence and encouraged use of PEDs within the league.
Today I'm joined by XBL Commissioner Zach Banks. So what are your opinions on PEDs and XBL?
So right now, the administration of the XBL is aware of the avid PED use, and we'd like to spread the message that we are 100% okay with it and actually encourage it.
Right here.
The only harm it does no bodily harm. The only harm it does is to your team. If you're not performing at the level you need to be, you're going to hurt your team, and it's embarrassing. So if you don't use PEDs, you're selfish.
What you got?
If you play in the XBL, you should have to walk through doorways sideways because you're so jacked.
Now, we are going to talk about the sailing team.
Clearly one of the lesser-known sports teams on campus, the sailing team practices at Lakeville Lake and competes in the Founders League Class A.
The varsity program was added in 2008, latest sport added to Salisbury.
And here are Ian and Gilchrist to talk more in depth about the team.
up, guys? I'm Ian Smith, and this is Gil. And like many kids at Salisbury School, they are unaware that we have a sailing team, actually. But right now, we are here before practice with the one and only head coach, Ms. Palushik, to talk to us about the sailing team and kind of inform us a little more of what goes on down here.
Hi Ian, hi Gil. Welcome to the Hotchkiss Sailing Dock, where we sail with Hotchkiss on the Wampanoagh, I think that's how you pronounce it, lake. We have a 4-boat program right now, 3 varsity and 1 JV boat. We have competed in 2 race weekends with a total of 8 rounds. We're very lucky to have had a season. This is the first year that Salisbury Sailing has had a racing competitive program. We're definitely a learning team, but we have been able to learn from some of the best, such as Tabor, Hotchkiss, and Greenwich itself. We have a pretty admirably sized team where we have to switch in kids in and off the water all the time. Unfortunately, you guys cannot meet my assistant coach, Ethan Watt, who is not able to be here today.
Okay. And how do you guys do against those schools?
We're a learning team, but we hold our own.
Awesome.
So that means you guys are beginners.
We are definitely a beginning team, but we show lots of strong promise.
Well, thank you. We're going to get to practice and talk to you guys afterwards. I am here with Daniel Tereski, and we just got back to Salisbury after finishing a nice hard work of sailing practice. Daniel, how would you say sailing practice went today?
Nice and easy, not too much wind, not too little wind.
Just perfect.
Just perfect. Goldilocks.
And do you guys have any more competitions coming up?
We don't. The school year is coming to an end, and so all our competitions are done.
How'd you guys do this season? What was your record?
0-8. But technically 1 win because 1 school didn't come.
Awesome. And what would you say for next year's team? Like, do you guys have potential? Is it going uphill from here, or where do you think it's going?
Oh, you bet. This year we only have 4 boats. Next year we're getting 9 more boats.
Wow. That's a total 13 boats.
It's 13 boats.
Wow.
Lucky number.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that sailing practice went well today, and hopefully we can see you guys bring home a championship next year.
You bet. Thank you, Ms. Paluchek.
For our special report, now I'll introduce the future of worldwide sports.
Fun fact, more people watch League of Legends World Championship than the World Series.
Wow.
Esports isn't a generally new term because in the late 1990s, the idea of professional gamer was born. There isn't much startup cost for esports because most houses have a laptop and a mouse. The combined with the major growth in research and development of video games has led to a meteoric rise in popularity. Major League Gaming, a professional esports organization located in New York, is one example of the many esports competitions that are springing up around the world. In 2018, there are many popular games around the world, such as Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch, PlayerUnknown's Battleground, Rocket League, Hearthstone, GTA 5, and League of Legends. Among others, there are countless well-known games around the world. Today, I'll introduce highest paid gamers by category and the most popular games at Salisbury School. The most played games on the Hilltop is for sure Fortnite Battle Royale. I'll introduce Richard Tyler Blevins, popularly known as Ninja. Ninja is an American Twitch TV streamer and internet personality, who is the most subscriber in Twitch TV history, having 7 million followers and over 80,000 viewers per stream. His monthly earning is $500,000, once exceeded 600 viewers on one of his streams.
There are reports that you're making more than $500,000 a month. I believe much of that coming from Twitch and the Twitch Prime subscribers. You're getting, I believe, 50% of that revenue when people are watching you. Where is most of your income coming from, and how important is Twitch becoming in this gaming ecosystem?
Right. A lot of the income is definitely coming from the Amazon and Twitch Prime subscribers. We also just hit 5 million subscribers on YouTube as well. and Instagram just hit over 1 million followers, and I'm almost there on Twitter. And just the combination of all of those things is really where just the collective revenue is coming from. And this deal that Amazon Prime and Twitch Prime have together is incredible. Twitch Prime allows people to claim loot and collect loot with specific games, and they recently did a deal with Fortnite, which is the hottest game right now.
Hello, today I'm here to interview one of my friend Alex, who is also a very good Fortnite player. Hello, Alex.
How you doing, Joey?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, Alex, since you're a big Fortnite guy, do you think why so many people at school play Fortnite?
Well, first off, Fortnite, it's a new game. There's not many games out there like it. It's a fun game, something new, and it's a great competitive aspect to it. But I think the biggest part is that you can play with your friends, and it's just fun. Instead of going outside, which we do most of the day, playing sports and stuff, when you can chill in your room but play with other friends and bond, I think that's a great aspect to the game, which makes it so great.
Since you emphasize about friends, do you think more people at school or throughout the worldwide will play Fortnite?
I think it's already such a huge game in general that I don't even think it can get much bigger, but I don't think there's a way it can get less popular. I think it just will only continue to grow.
I know this is a kind of personal question. Do you think anybody at school can manage to become a Fortnite professional gamer or no?
That's hard. There's a lot of professionals out there that dedicate their whole life to the game. Here at Salisbury, they make sure we're jam-packed with everything, sports, study hall, make sure we're on top of our schoolwork, everything like that. So, it's hard to spend all day working on Fortnite and work on your skills, but maybe some people eventually, if they really put their mind to it, they probably could.
Do you think you can go with pro, Alex?
Probably not.
Okay. Thank you for your time, Alex.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Next, we will explore League of Legends. Lee Sang-hyuk, popularly known as Faker, is thought to be the greatest esports gamer of all time. He has signed a $3.5 million contract with SKT T1 in 2013.
Just yet another great play by him. Oh, he got it! How in the world did he get that pentakill? Wow, that was really on the edge.
Finally, take a look at his earnings.
Baseball, being led by Coach Huber, recently played Cheshire Academy for a crucial final game.
Now for an update on the newly crowned Western New England champions, we go to Jacques Boucaud.
Thank you, Theo and Alvaro. Heading into the big game, Salisbury and Cheshire, both annual powerhouses. Salisbury came in at with a 14-3 record. Cheshire at 18-0, very impressive. In the previous meeting, Cheshire had won the game 5-2, but that didn't look like it was going to slow the Knights down. With Pitcher of the Year Emmett Sheehan on the mound and depth throughout the lineup, Salisbury was feeling confident that they could get a win. For the offense, it started very fast with Mitch McQuaid going deep to left field on the first pitch of the game and sparked the offense. Then in the third inning to get it going, Theo McDowell would sprint down the first base line and get an infield single, which led to a 3-run fourth inning. Dylan Castaneda, through the bottom of the lineup, was stellar. He had 2 doubles and 2 RBIs, a very impressive outing for him. Then, on the mound, Emmett Sheehan absolutely dealt this game. The Pitcher of the Year showed up huge, with 7 strikeouts, and he'd finished with a complete game. The defense was also great behind him. Danny Anderson made a great diving catch in the field. Theo McDowell also in right field, making a great relay to hold a run from scoring earlier in the game. Dylan Sanchez was great at shortstop, eating up everything, and Bennett Saiho at first, also stellar. The Knights would finish the game 5-2 and win a championship for the first time since 2015. Congratulations to Coach Hubert and the Knights on a great season and putting the Salisbury School back on top.
better team won. The better team won. Big 2-out hits. Okay, hard 90s. Theo doesn't give us a hard 90, we don't score those runs. We get that out because we PFP every day, right? That's why we work on those things. That's why we play like a team. That's why you guys deserve this championship. Congratulations.
Nice on three, nice on me, 1, 2, 3. Nice! Coming out for a tough loss in the winter. I feel like I wanted to come to baseball, try to win one here, and look what we did. That's a 5-2 win against a good Cheshire team, and I thought we were really on today. We got the tough this pitch, see you later ball, left field fence. Mitch McQuaid, PG, outstanding body, outstanding swing. That really got things going. And then the 2 outs, Theo hustles down to first base. We get a big hit from Cass. Story right to self.
Really, it's just the hard work, the POs, me and Chris over here all year. ST's magic. We've been working all year. I've been prepping him for this game. Woke him up this morning, got him loose. Just how it goes, That's on us as much as it's on him.
For a lot of us seniors, we've never won anything yet here, and it means so much to us to actually win something. So it feels really good to do it with the boys that I've been with for 2 years now, and I know it means a lot to everybody, but really special for us seniors.
I'm Alvaro de Arriba Cada Dia.
And I'm Theo Biddle.
Thank you for joining us at Salem Sports Network.
Signing out.